Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of Wednesday Water. This is Bow and Arrow Tarot, and this is my weekly series where we take a look at what may be going on for the water signs Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And today we are going to start our reading off with Cancer. Bring out our sun for the sun in Cancer and our water sign. There are no other planets in Cancer today. And normally I bring out the other planets. We'll see with the other two signs what's going on. But take a moment now to just meditate on those cards. Take a deep breath so that you can enjoy this reading. Just, dial in. And of course, I say this as a proviso on all of my readings. They're not going to resonate with everyone. You may only even resonate with a portion of it if you do. If you have a Cancer Venus or Mars in Cancer and Moon rising in Cancer, you may resonate as well. You don't only have to be a Sun Cancer. And of course, cross watchers are always welcome. So just take what applies to you, what helps you out, and leave the rest on the table. All right, guys. So let's cut your deck. I've already been shuffling off camera. And we are going to get right into Cancer. These readings could be for love, life, or career. Hey, check back definitely to my channel if you like my readings, because I'm bringing back, I'll put Cancer right there. I'm bringing back the love readings that I did a few years ago. And they're going to start airing next week for all the signs. So separate videos for each of the signs. So get notified on that. But let's get right into it. 9 of Wands for Cancer, full energy. 4 of Wands. Wow. Ooh, nice. So coming out of a period of being on your own to a certain degree, there's something new happening here. This is a love connection coming in. You have the 1111 card, which is actually the 4 of Wands. This is feeling nice, Cancer. And I feel like the last reading I did for you also was really, really good in terms of relationship, right? In the world of your love life. But this is feeling nice. There's a new opportunity, a new sort of relationship coming into you, coming in hard. And you are, this is definitely, I'm going to say for a Cancer who may have been on your own for quite some time. I think that this is a nice surprise for you. This is definitely something fresh coming in. There's a particular work goal as well involved here that may have something to do with this reading. This is just a baseline. We go much deeper. I get clarifiers. We'll get oracle cards later. But let's just see. Let's go a little bit deeper. But definitely a good start. Basically a new love coming in for you. Yes, after a period of being on your own, that's what I said. Hermit energy, Empress, 3 of Cups, 9 of Swords. Wow, it's through a friendship. Bottom of the deck we have 7 of Pentacles. Beautiful, 7 of Pentacles. So 7 of Pentacles, like reevaluating your life. Yeah, there's also a work thing going on here for you, Cancer. So this is after a period of being on your own, not being lonely per se. Okay, this doesn't necessarily mean you were lonely. I have a feeling here that this is a Cancer who's just on their own, doing their own thing, working on themselves, right? You were going through a healing process, I believe, recently. Up until at least the last couple of months, throughout the last few months, maybe even up to a year, there's been a long healing process that you've been going through because of something in your life. Could even be just past trauma, young trauma, or, a period that you came out of where you felt like you needed to take some time for yourself and be on your own and sort of do some of that shadow work. And you've been doing that. And you've been very... I'm going to say, successful at that, working very hard. It's kind of like you've just been doing your grind, right? But through friends, right? A little bit of socializing. I think you've started to come out a little bit, socialize a little bit more, see your friends a little bit more. You've begun to come out of this really successful healing period, and you're feeling yourself a bit more. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely a bit more confident, okay? And through that, a new love connection is coming out. You're meeting somebody. Someone is coming in for you. That's a really nice connection, and it's fresh and it's different, right? You're still on your work grind though. And for some of you, this person may come in through your work, but there's a little shadow here. You do have Nine of Swords energy. There's a little worry here. There's some anxiety here. I think there's a little fear for you, Cancer, because it's been a while since you've dated, and you've, like I say, you've been used to kind of doing things on your own, being very independent for quite some time. I want to say that, yeah, you generally feel really good about yourself. You feel really good about the accomplishments you've been making, the work that you've been doing. You feel really good on the work front right now. You're taking a moment to sort of look back on everything that you've accomplished and, maybe redefine your future goals because, we always redefine our goals as we go ahead. And yet this love interest comes in out of nowhere and you're willing and able and wanting to do it. There's a little bit of anxiety there. Let's get some clarifiers. The devil is coming out, okay? All right. The devil's coming out. So, a lot of play here. Queen of Swords, yes, a lot of play. You're wanting to let your hair down a little bit, right? Devil energy is interesting. It's very powerful, creative energy, but it can also be quite subversive, right? It can be a blocker to that, it can be a blocker to creativity. So here I'm feeling strongly like you're coming out of your skin a little bit. You're coming out of your solitude a little bit and you're partying, right? There's some partying going on. And I want to say there's a feeling here of a little bit of a warning, right? If coming out too hard and fast, doing a bit too much too soon. But through that all, you still connect with this individual. Just remain true to yourself, right? You've done a lot of hard work here, Cancer. You've done a lot of shadow work over this last period. Again, it feels like a 6 to 9 month period, maybe even a year. A lot of shadow work and working on yourself. And so coming out of that, just take care. Take care that you don't go too far to sort of playing with fire again. It may be, for some of you, you may be healing after a certain period of a certain kind of behavior. And now it's like, be careful not to be drawn back into that. Be drawn back into that lifestyle, which before led you to pull away and be a little bit isolated and work on yourself. So coming back into the social world and coming back into hanging with friends and things like that, you want to take care not to be pulled too far. Being very honest with your emotions in this new connection. Okay, don't be afraid to let them know that, hey, I've just come out of a difficult period. I'm still kind of healing. I'm not sure what I want. You know what I mean? It's the Queen of Swords is there to remind you that, right? Be clear with them. Be honest. Even though the anxiety is there, the fear is there, that things may be a little bit rocky or like that, something's going to go sideways because maybe that's what you're used to in the past. But the way to deal with that here is to be very, very honest. Okay? Be very honest with your person, with this new individual. Be honest about where you're at, and that's going to really help this connection. 10 of Pentacles, well, there's a lot of money going on right now. You're doing really well at, your money situation, okay? Right now, there is, you've been working really hard on that. While you've been sort of healing yourself, you've also been sort of stacking your cash. You've been working towards something. You've had a goal in mind. Cancer, you're a very hard worker, especially when it comes to, I'm going to say that you've really worked hard on making your environment comfortable, making your living situation comfortable, having everything that you need. You know what I'm saying? This is for a Cancer that is single. I feel like, but even if you had a family before, say you're divorced or you have children or something like that, everything is still very, everything is nice and stable and copacetic. I don't feel any toxicity here or anything. And for those of you who do have, like, for instance, children from a previous relationship or responsibilities in your life, these last few months of your healing has really also allowed you to create excellent environment for them. There's a feeling here that you've brought stability, financial stability to your responsibilities and to the people that depend on you. And so everything's moving along very nicely, but you're just a little apprehensive about this love connection. You're a little bit nervous, and also right now, you're also, you're coming out with a roar, right? You're kind of like, howling at the moon. It's been a while. You feel a little bit cooped up, right? You've been on your own for quite some time, working on things on your own. And so you're feeling a little bit stir crazy, and you're coming out and starting to feel like you want to be more sociable, but you're definitely doing it with a bang. Spirit of possession. Spirit of the apple, a test and an offer, and spirit of the wolf. Well, there we go. That's what I said, howling at the moon, right? That's how it feels right now. Loner, fierce, instincts, right? You have been a loner for a while. You've been on your own. You've been sort of depending on your own instincts to get through things. You've been working on yourself. But at the same time, this energy is there right now as you're coming out. You are fierce right now. You are howling at the moon because you're also confident. Coming out of this healing period has really brought a sense of confidence for you. And it feels really good, right? So that energy is there. Spirit of possession, incubus, succubus. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, sexual obsession. For some of you, that devil energy is playing in with that, okay? And this is what I was feeling. Take care, you're coming out, but, you're coming out, you're socializing, you're partying, you may be sleeping around, all of that. That's not bad. Those things aren't bad. They're not, there's no... you can't value those things, it's all in the intent, and you may be enjoying yourself and living your best life, but just be careful that it doesn't turn into what I'm feeling you were dealing with before that puts you in a position where you had to heal. And spirit of the apple is there, a test, an offer, a temptation. Again, you're really being tempted a lot right now by people. People are coming in. People are offering you things. Again, that's coming out next to that devil. Both of these, right? In triangle with that devil. And that's the spirit I'm talking about for you to take care with, right? You're starting to come out and hang out more, and people around you are tempting you. They want some of that, they want some of that good energy that you worked so hard to build in yourself, that you've dealt with as you did your shadow work this last year, right? So they want a piece of that. So you want to be very careful as you begin to share your new sort of, your new self, right? Your new healed, resonating higher self with people. They will want to sort of feed off you, test you, tempt you, see what they can get from you. Some of them may become obsessed with, there's slight obsession there as well. So there's a little bit of anxiety associated with all that. You want to stand strong with that. Remember, stand strong to yourself, honest with yourself. Empress energy is there. Remain true to the goal of always nurturing yourself and doing things that are good for you, making decisions that are good for you. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave that. This is your Cancer reading. I'm going to leave it at that. Take a moment to look at all of the cards, pull out your talisman, pull out whatever symbols, speak to you. And those will be your sort of, your totems for the week. If you see them, feel them, or think about them, remember them. It's just a reminder to take a moment, take a deep breath. Be in the moment. Remember the lesson of this reading, if you're resonating with it, to stay true to yourself, to remain always making decisions that are good for you and nurturing for you and that don't put you at risk, okay? All right, guys. All right, I'm going to pull this up, and the next sign we're going to read from is going to be Scorpio. Let's pull up these clarifiers. Excuse me. Rough voice. Sometimes that chakra just Cancer. And we are going to pull out that Scorpio along with the sun and the water. Again, no planets in Scorpio today. This third episode of Wednesday Water. This is my weekly series. If you're new to my reading, this is my weekly series. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I live stream readings for all the water signs. Okay, so take a moment, Scorpio, to meditate on those cards. All right, to take a deep breath so you can be open for this reading. Remember that these readings aren't going to resonate with everyone. Please just take whatever applies to you, whatever helping you in your life right now, and leave the rest on the table. This can also resonate for Venus, Mars, Sun, Moon, Rising in Scorpio. Cross watchers, you're always welcome. Let's cut your deck. All right, cards are feeling a little bit jumpy here, but we'll see what the read is. And we'll leave Scorpio right there. We'll pull away these other cards. And let's get into your baseline. Six of Cups, love. The Moon, a test. Ooh, Eight of Swords, toxicity, Page of Swords. So a love connection with someone being tested. You know, you feel it very much like, you know, like your hands are tied right now. There's no ability for you to communicate the way you want to. You're not in touch right now with your emotions. That Eight of Swords with that Moon there right now is a very confusing, dark feeling for you, Scorpio, in regards to a love connection you have with someone. Six of Cups, this could be a long-term friendship. This could be a long-term lover connection. But right now, there's a lot of uncertainty, like you just have no idea, right? You feel completely in the dark about the state of this connection. You know, is it there? Isn't it there? What does it mean? What does it mean? What doesn't it mean? There's a little glimmer of sort of clarity perhaps beginning to come in the next few weeks, but right now you're in the throes of just feeling really helpless and unable to be, and you know, you're unable to really figure out how you feel. You also, because of the way right now you're seeing things, your outlook right now on this connection, I'm going to say maybe somewhat toxic, or maybe that your outlook needs to be broadened more for you to begin. But it's like there are things happening, there's emotions and actions happening, and you just don't understand them, right? You feel like you just don't understand it, and Moon energy is tough. Moon is the card for your sister sign, Cancer. It's tough energy. Show me some more. Eight of Cups, another eight. Three of Cups, Hierophant. Three of Wands. Yeah, there's definitely an ending. A decision needs to be made. Two of Swords. There's a difficult decision in your life right now, and it's like you just don't know how to make it. You know, you just have no idea which way you're going to go, because it's like you feel like you don't have all the information. You feel like you don't really know what's happening. There's been a breakup. There's been a breakup here. Eight of Cups. Had to walk away from something. Could be that someone walked away from you, or that you walked away from something. Definitely turned your back on a connection, on several even maybe connections, but this feels strongly like it's one particular one. For some of you, yes, it will be turning your back on sort of a social circle, you know, just walking away, boom. But you're walking away with this kind of like, damn, what just happened? You know, like you just don't know what happened. And you're not really entirely sure how you feel about it either. There's a feeling here of being, you feel a little bit unfairly treated here. You know, there's a feeling here that, you know, you're kind of like, you know, you're definitely there. A vibe of blaming, I want to say, those around you. You kind of feel like you've been the victim here. You feel victimized, or you certainly feel like you've been on, you know, the end of a very unfair process, right? You know, you feel like your hands have been tied, you know, you've been kept out of the loop as far as certain information. And so in that regard, you feel like it's not at all your fault. There's the Five of Pentacles. Money issues are involved too. Suddenly there's been an expulsion of sort of money. Like you're not doing well. And people aren't there for you. There's no one there who's kind of picking up. You're having to sort of deal with all of this on your own. There isn't really any support coming in either. Yeah, it just feels like you've been almost like kicked out of a particular sort of group or a tribe, and also sort of had to walk away from a connection in your life. Tower, damn. Yeah, everything you thought you knew, you realize you didn't. You know, you realize your tower is being torn down because you're realizing that what you thought was true, you know, what you thought was the reality is not the reality at all, you know, and you feel very kind of like, damn, you know, like was I this blind, you know, like what's going on? Eight of Wands, the energy that came into you was very, I almost said toxic, but confusing, right? Very sort of no means yes, yes means no. Energy, a lot has come at you and you really can't make heads or tails of it. The Fool, it's been very sort of like, you almost feel like you've been taken to school, like you just didn't have any idea. Very, very jarring for you, Scorpio. Everything changed. Everything changed. It was like what you thought was a love connection isn't. And it, boom, ended, had to walk away. Eight of Cups, you know, this energy here. Walking away, turning your back, absolutely turning your back under the light of the moon. So turning your back and just like having to walk off into sort of the shadow as a result. That's how that, you know, friendships, boom, everything was pally-wally, now it's over. You know, it just seems like all of a sudden what you believed was the state of affairs in your life, you suddenly are going through this period where you're realizing that all of that was incorrect. Ace of Wands energy, fire coming in. I'm going to pull one more. And the Hermit. Yep, time to listen. You know, there's an understanding that's come into you, Scorpio, that is letting you know that, damn, I did not really know what was going on. What I thought was, you know, law, you know, what I thought was the way things are is not at all the way things are. Hierophant energy there, you know. Like, I just was, you know, you were mistaken, you know, and it's almost as if you took information that did come to you and you just really, it came through to you, but you saw it through a set of lenses, your own set of lenses that really distorted it. And now those glasses, your glasses are off. You're seeing it with your own eyes and you're realizing that you were absolutely wrong about so many things. You were wrong about how this person actually felt about you. You were wrong about your standing in this community. You were wrong about the viability of this work here that came in. Like the work fell off, the friends fell off, the lover fell off. And it all happened in such a way that you really did not expect that. You expected absolutely a different outcome from everything that's been going on in your life recently. It's very jarring because it's a realization that where you thought you were in control, you realized there was no control. You had no control whatsoever. You're waiting for more information to come in. You're still confident that you can turn this around, but this requires like, you know, a complete sort of 180-degree turn in the way you're seeing the world and the way you see yourself in it. Hermit energy is there because it's time to pull back from the world and go within, right? This is definitely a sign to go within to see why is it that I got so many things so, you know, terribly wrong, so completely wrong. And that requires self-reflection. You know, where did these judgments and outlooks that I had in the first place, where did they come from? Because clearly they were wrong. They were incorrect. So what is it? And this is definitely shadow work that needs to be done. Spirit of the clover, spirit of the dwelling place, spirit of the grim reaper. Yes. Summertime is coming. So spirit of the clover, there is abundance there for you if you want it. There's a spirit of that there. Some luck may be coming in for you depending on your outlook and depending on, you know, if you do that hermited work, right? If you do that hermit work, that looking within work, that's, that's going to allow some of this luck to manifest. We also have spirit of the dwelling place. Again, home, structure, foundation, going back to your foundations. Again, going back to, this is an intense period of self-reflection and shadow work, we call it in tarot, working on your ego and working on your assumptions and presumptions and your outlooks, because these have not served you correctly. They haven't been correct. They haven't sort of, excuse me, Scorpio, they haven't sort of panned out the way you expected. And so this is definitely a period of you having to return back to the source, yourself, the source, and what is, and where the source of the source, meaning your home life, your upbringing. What is it that led you to take on this sort of outlook that ultimately didn't benefit you at all? Spirit of the Grim Reaper, there is death here, an ending, a winter. Yes, absolutely. There's an ending here and a death to something that you were so used to and you thought you understood, you thought you knew. Total change in your life, and really forcing you to sort of have to look at yourself. Forcing you to have to look at yourself, forcing you to have an awakening period. Ace of Wands there. An awakening, which is jarring for anyone. And it happens to everyone. No one, gets out of this life without at least one jarring awakening where you're just shown that, hey, you've got some things wrong. And here's how, but the way to overcome that and to gain the wisdom from that lesson is purely self-reflective healing work. This is a scenario for that. All right, Scorpio, I am going to leave this one where it's at. This is your read for this third episode of Wednesday Water. This is a tough one, but it's an opportunity for you to really go in and make some repairs to yourself, and, so that you can live your fullest life, so that, when you have goals and expectations, they can come into fruition because you're in touch and you're plugged in. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to leave it here. Take a moment to look at the beautiful cards and their images and just see what speaks to you the most. Hold that in your mind, Scorpio. That's your totem or your talisman for the week. And when you think of that image or that symbol, or when you see it or you become aware of it in any way, shape, or form, it's just a reminder for you to take a moment, be in the moment, take a few seconds, take a few deep breaths, and just bring your focus, your attention, your consciousness into that moment so you can get the most out of what you're doing in that activity. All right, guys. Tense, Scorpio. All right, so you never disappoint when it comes to the intensity. Let's pull up my clarifiers. Pulled extra clarifiers for this reading so that we could go, make sure that message was specific. And we are going to end this third episode of Wednesday Water with my lovely sign of Pisces. Give that a few shuffles. We'll pull away, Scorpio. And we have Pisces here, and the sun, water, and two planets today in Pisces. We have Saturn and Neptune. Okay, so save Pisces for last today. Take a moment to look at that Saturn and Neptune, okay, in the sign of Pisces today. I always make that proviso. I'm not an astrologer. There are much more talented and skilled astrologers out there that they can give you deeper meanings into that. But certainly I do know that Saturn is the planet that rules sort of challenges and the testing phase in your life, right? It can bring sort of an opposition to you that needs to be fought against, right? It can bring some winds that blow against you as you are trying to make your way. All right, so take a moment to go ahead and meditate on those cards and those images while I do a little bit more of a shuffle on your deck, Pisces. Then we're going to get right into it. Let's cut your deck. As I said earlier, please, of course, check back on my channel next week. There's going to be new videos, live streaming, new series of videos live streaming that will be my love readings, looking at you and your lover. So that's going to be starting next week. If you enjoy my readings, you want to have regular love readings and insights, come back and check me out for that. All right, Pisces, let's go right into it. The World, beautiful. 6 of Pentacles, Hierophant, 7 of Pentacles. All right, nice energy. Let me take a sip of my tea here. Nice energy. Right away, feeling like you're really right where you should be, right? You're feeling, like you're just, you're right where you're supposed to be as far as your path, your goal, your life, your progress. You're feeling good about where you're at right now. There's money coming in. You're feeling as though you have enough to go around. But you're also kind of reflecting to see what's the next stage. You're feeling good, but you're ready to make a push forward. You're ready to sort of, excuse me, you're ready to sort of, outline that next goal. You're looking over what you've accomplished so far, and you're like, okay, this is great, but I'm ready for a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for a little bit more. I'm ready for the next test or the next stage. Certainly when it comes to a career or your work or your job, you're feeling that right now, but it's like, yeah, you're feeling really good, Pisces. Everything's coming together. The bills are paid. You're able to put money into the bank. Hierophant energy is there. It's interesting. You're really, let me pull the next line so we can see what that energy is about. Moon, 8, there's some confusion. Lovers, okay. There we go. That's what it is. All right. Bottom of the deck, transformation. Death is coming in. Death is the card for your sister sign. We're going to get you. Oh, see? Sister sign Scorpio. See, sometimes my camera just says no. There it is. Sister sign Scorpio coming in. So you guys have been showing up in each other's readings. Cancer showed up in Scorpio. Scorpio showing up in yours. But death, big transformation. I'm going to say this is a love thing coming in for you. Like I said, my love readings are starting next week. Please, tune back in. Next week, it's going to be all throughout the week, starting 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But, yeah, there's an unconventional love coming in. There's an unconventional partner coming in. And you're a little bit, not sure. You're not sure. You're like, I don't know. Do I want to do it? Money is good for you right now. Your situation is good for you right now, but it's a big change. Again, like with Cancer, I want to say this new connection is a big change for you. This is for a Pisces who may have not been with somebody for quite some time. You've really just been working on getting your life together. You've been working on your money, but that all transforms, and you're ready. Death in Tarot is the card for Scorpio. It's also the card for death and rebirth, regeneration, reincarnation, right? And so, yeah, you're kind of been, you're resonating up, reincarnating up to another level because you've kind of gotten to a nice level here with your life in general. You feel good where you're at. And so you're changing, to a sort of another layer of yourself. And yet, boom, moon energy comes in. Moon energy comes in and it's like, what's happening? I'm not sure. There's some apprehension. You're getting some mixed signals. You're feeling good up here, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's like, what? I don't, somebody's giving you some mixed signals. Somebody's giving you some energy that you're not really sure of, and it's love energy coming in. Somebody's definitely coming in with sort of flirtations or some kind of, I want to say, attention that they're bringing to you. Also, just a spark. There seems to be a spark with someone, and it just feels very, like I said, it just feels a little bit unconventional for you. And not unconventional to society. I'm talking about unconventional for you. So what you're used to. It's not what you're used to. And you're like, okay. It's making you feel like you're really having to come out of your comfort zone. But there is joy there. There's sun and clarity there. There's something warm that comes with this connection. I'll give some more shuffles on these clarifiers. Yeah, there's something warm that's definitely coming in with this connection that is making you feel it. But you're in your head, you know. You're in your head and you're in your emotions a little bit. You're a little bit, unsure. Yeah, you're waiting for more information. You want more information. That's allowed. You're allowed. You don't, because it's like you've done so much good work on yourself here. Yeah, King of Pentacles. What? You've done like all the work. You're getting on top of your game. It's been a while since you've been on top of your game. Your money is flowing right. And there's the Nine of Cups. You're happy with what you got right now, right? You don't need the boat to be rocked with this new love connection that you're not really sure about. So it's a little bit of like pessimism there, but yeah, you're happy where you're at. Your money is good, so you don't want it to be sort of disturbed. I want to say. But you'll go for it. Okay, you'll go for it. If it turns out, and this one wants to come out, Prince of Pentacles also. So more, listen, right now it's about money. I'm sorry, but you'll go for it. But your ultimate passion right now is behind your money game. One more. Yes, and Seven of Swords. Yep. Seven of Swords, yeah. You're not, you just don't trust it. You're not trusting people right now, and this is not in a bad way. But what I'm saying is that you've worked so hard to get where you're at. You feel comfortable. It's been a rough ride. And it's like you're not prepared to sort of trust people at face value. You're not prepared to trust that what they bring to you brings something to the table instead of taking something away. Okay? Seven of Swords can be quite treacherous energy, it can be, it can also be that energy of not wanting to put the work in. So take care there too. It can also be, it's, the tortoise and the hare story is very much embodied in this energy of like, slow and steady wins the race. And the one who's just like hopping along, taking shortcuts and, the quicker animal is also taking is cheating basically because they don't feel like they have to work as hard. Ultimately, they lose the race. The tortoise wins. The slow, steady, methodical, hardworking tortoise wins through the virtue of his hard work. And so, yes, that energy is there. Take care with that. I'm going to say for some of you, be careful not to indulge. Like you're doing really well here. So don't drop the ball. Don't lose the plot with getting into that energy of, okay, well, I've been doing so well. Do I need to really keep working hard at it? You know what I mean? So that's the flip side to this message. For some of you, take special care that you don't, just indulge your vanity, your pride. When you're proud of the work that you've accomplished, it's important to be, to have that pride and that confidence and self-esteem through the virtue of your work, by virtue of the fact that you've worked for it and not just in and of itself. Because when you harbor confidence and, pride and all of that, just in and of itself, this is where you get into issues of, playing to your ego, right? Playing to the baser side of yourself. And this is where you can get tripped up with like overconfidence. You can get tripped up with, suddenly deciding I'm the shit. I don't need to do any more work because you've lost the virtue of it all, So patience is a virtue. The love of labor also is a kind of virtue, and you have to. So it takes nothing away from your accomplishments, taking nothing away from your accomplishments, but just remembering to check in with yourself about how you got to where you got, and that you got to it through hard work, not just by the fact that you are who you are, right? And you have to maintain that. And everybody has to do that. We all do that because sometimes when we start making a lot of money, we start being successful, things start working out for us, we feel really, really like plugged in. The natural sort of id comes out, the natural ego, a side of human beings, all human beings comes out. And that's something that we have to sort of work against, right? That's the work. That's the work. That's the shadow work. That's the work of maintaining yourself, maintaining that high resonating level. And so you're there, and this reading is just there to remind you to take care with that energy. And also, in a sense, with this love connection, to take some time. You're definitely taking some time to get more information coming in. You're not willing to move too fast on it. Okay? And I think that's wise. You're not willing to move too fast. But you are definitely, your career is taking off, and it's strange that this lover's energy, it's almost as if it feels like a little bit of a distraction to you. It's one that you want, though. I will say that. Even though you're apprehensive, you're unsure, you're waiting, you're feeling like you're getting some mixed messages, you do want it, right? And so I feel like this lover's energy here is like a taste of maybe a reading that's going to come in for you in the next few weeks. So check back, Wednesdays, I always do water on Wednesdays. So I'll be reading for you every Wednesday morning. And also the love readings may show up there. But it feels like this is just like an inkling right now of a future love, right? An inkling of a connection that ultimately you're going to get the information coming in. You're going to get through this sort of shadowy, dark period of the beginning where you're unsure, you're not really sure of their motivations or what's going on with this person, but definitely something is going to come in. Spirit of the Spider, Fate and Destiny, that's what I'm talking about. Spirit of St. Nicholas and Spirit of the Pumpkin. So this is what I mean about sort of like the next few weeks, this energy, this love energy for you, Spirit of the Spider, or Spider Spirit, it does feel very much like this connection is quite faded. That's like, just because you're not ready to pounce on it now, you're taking your time. It's like, it's not like it's over yet. It's only just like the ink just begun, even, right? The first taste of it has only just begun. There's a feeling of a story here just beginning, right? You have gifts, generosity, assistance. That's you, right? Right now you're doing so well. Here we go. Nope. My camera, I tell you, it's got a mind of its own. Right now, you're doing so well. We'll put St. Nicholas over there. And you are being very generous. You're helping people out, right? And that's goes again with everything that's happening here for you right now. This sort of like, you're very prosperous right now. You're very, very prosperous. Spirit of the Pumpkin, Autumn Harvest, Midnight. Interesting. Spirit of the Pumpkin is not an oracle card that comes up a lot for my readings. And so, yeah, there's a harvest vibe here, harvesting the seeds that you've sown. It's a very rare oracle card to come up in my readings. It can be that this is speaking to much more of a message of time that, and this is what I was feeling earlier, that this Lover's card is only an inkling now, but it almost feels like it's going to really take on some life and some energy deeper into the year, and may even come to fruition during the autumn period. We're only in February now, but that, adds 6-7 months, about a half a year, we begin to get into the autumn period, right? And so, and that's what it feels like, the inkling of something that is burgeoning, that is coming out later. Right now, yes, you're apprehensive. Right now, it's just mixed in energy coming in. But for the most part, right now, what you're working on is your career, your work, what you're doing, your money, your home life, all of that is just like, you're luxuriating right now where you're at. You're feeling comfortable, you're feeling stable, and you're definitely thinking about the next step in this area too. Some of you will be thinking about applying for the next level job in your field, or you may be, up for a promotion, or you may have opportunities that are coming you that are allowing you to sort of expand your field or expand your expertise, with, of course, the understanding that more money will come in and more prosperity will come in, more blessings will come in, and as a result of that. So that's a really nice feeling. Definitely going through a transformative period right now, Pisces. Definitely. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. This is your third episode of Wednesday Water coming to a close with the final reading for Pisces. Take a moment to look at the cards and the images, the symbols, and pull your personal totems or talisman out of it. And if you come across that image, think about it, come across it, see it, or feel it in any way, shape, or form. Just remember, these are the subtle little, I want to say communications that we have with the universe that are meant to remind us to pay attention, be in the moment. Take a moment, be still for a moment, pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and actions in that moment. Take a breath, right? And refocus yourself on your path. All right, guys, this was Wednesday Water episode 3. Thank you so much. This is Bow and Arrow Tarot. I hope to see you guys in next week's episode 4, Wednesday Water, and in all of the other video series that I have on my channel. Please do check them out. Don't forget, the love readings are coming back next week in the evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so do check me out for that also. But for right now, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, I wish you love, light, and happiness. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week in your readings. Bye-bye now.